again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Browns Latest. It is game day, fellas, and this is the day we take out the Steelers. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dave Grendzynski. You can call me Grizzer. This is a game day edition of Browns Latest. Thank you to everyone who has liked our previous episode, to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, to everyone who has become a member of the Browns Latest Dog Pound, and to everyone who gets your comments down there in the viewer comment section. Thank you so much. Now, game day edition coming up on today's show. The keys to the game, and one of the big keys to beating Pittsburgh today will involve the blitz. In our What to Watch For segment, don't watch for who's on the field when Pittsburgh has the ball. I want you to be looking to see who's not out there when the Squealers are trying to run their offense. Now, in my bold predictions, a little used player gets on the field today and contributes. And then down in the viewer comments, a comparison between today's game and the Packers game. All right, I like where that's going. But first things first, let's talk about the keys to beating Pittsburgh. You know, we have not won at Acrisure Stadium since 2004. Can you believe that? Regular season. Now, we did win that playoff game when Kevin Stefanski was in his basement with COVID. That was in 2020. But regular season, we haven't won there since 2004. The all-time series now between us, 80, 63, and 1 in favor of Pittsburgh. And with games at their place, they're 51 and 21. So the first key to the game is this. Don't get caught up in all of that. You got a rookie quarterback. You got a lot of rookies out there. They don't really, I mean, they'll say they know the history. They understand the history, but they don't understand. This is their first Cleveland-Pittsburgh game. So for them, don't get caught up in any of that. This is the first day of the rest of your life as a Cleveland Brown. So just block all that out. Block out the noise. Block it all. Just put it off to the side and focus on the game. Don't get caught up in all of that Pittsburgh-Cleveland lure. Now, the other thing, Browns got to get to Rodgers. The blitz is going to be a big part of what we do today. The Browns are 12th in blitz rate and 11th in pressure rate. So getting the pressure on Aaron Rodgers is going to be critical. I mean, he doesn't move that well in the pocket. I still think he moves better than Flacco, but obviously Lamar Jackson, he is not. And so we're going to have to get to him to slow him down a little bit. But the other part of that, the other key is our corners got to cover, because I have a feeling like we like to play man. If we play man, I think he'll know that blitz is coming. And you know how he just flicks it out there and lets his receivers run under it, especially with a big guy like DK Metcalf. The corners are going to have to cover, especially our new one, Tyson Campbell. And he's had a rough start to this season over there in Jacksonville, and now he's ours. So we're going to need those guys. We are really going to need those guys to cover on the outside. That will be critical today. And then the Browns defense, so their pass defense, you know, we've given up 10 touchdowns. We only have the 2 interceptions. Oh, boy. So, you know, with Tyson Campbell out there, he's given up the second most yards among all cornerbacks in the leagues, and he's given up 3 touchdowns. Like, this is a major, major concern. So the Browns' pass defense is really going to have, as good as the run defense has been all year, the pass defense has had its moments, and I don't mean that in a good way. So the pass defense is going to have to play a complete game today, and I'll start with the blitz, but it's going to, a lot's going to hinge on their corners covering DK and Scotty Miller. Calvin Austin might not even play, and so it's doable. We can definitely do this for sure in Pittsburgh and end this losing streak in Pittsburgh. Now, what are you watching for? Okay, how does Dillon Gabriel handle the Pittsburgh crowd? And they are not going to be easy on him. I'm telling you, they will be coming at him in full force. So he's got to be able to handle all that, handle the noise, handle what Pittsburgh's throwing at him defensively. I mean, it's a lot for a rookie to take in. But when you're a human computer, it should be a little bit easier. So handling the defense in the crowd going to be big. Watch for that. Let's see how Dillon Gabriel does. How do the Browns use their tight ends in this game, in the pass game? We told you, Pittsburgh, even though, this is not the steel curtain of years past. This defense, they give up a 380 yards a game, total yards. So you can move the ball on them. And so a big part of our offense, of course, are the tight ends. And we told you earlier in the week, their linebackers have been having trouble communicating. And they've been allowing tight ends to rack up some yards against them. And so that plays into our favor. So we have got to get the tight ends involved as well. So watch for that. Let's see how they get the tight ends involved. And also let's see how they get can we commit to the run? Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can balance this rushing attack out a little bit more. Maybe get Sampson in there. Oh, there's an idea. Whoa, man, Dave, you're a genius. So that's got to happen. All right. Let's see how the Browns apply pressure to Aaron Rodgers. Are they going to blitz? Are they going to try and just overpower their offensive line with our front four? We told you they were bigger. We're bigger up front than most teams that Pittsburgh plays, and they'll probably expect us to show them looks like Minnesota did to them in Dublin, which means, here's your other thing to watch for, and this is what we teased at the top. Don't be looking to see who's on the field for Pittsburgh. Look to see who's not on the field, and that'll be Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth only played 13 snaps in that game against Minnesota because Minnesota runs a 4-3 like us, and because Minnesota averages about 300 pounds up front. We're not quite that big, but we're close. And so I fully expect Pittsburgh to use that big man package and keep Freiermuth off to the side, which is good for us. One less pass catcher to worry about. They'll bring in Denzel Washington, their 6'7", 265-pound tight end, just to block. So he's not much of a pass-catching threat, so that will help the Browns. It should only play into what we're trying to do, which is stop Aaron Rodgers and stop their run. All right, so that brings us to bold predictions. You want some bold predictions? I got some bold predictions for you. How about this? I think the Browns front line will overwhelm Aaron Rodgers. They're going to overwhelm that offensive line. They're going to keep doing what they've been doing. We'll get that push up front with Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Alex Wright. Everybody will. Isaiah McGuire. They'll all be involved. They'll be swarming Rodgers. But I do think Rodgers will throw for somewhere around 250 yards, and I think he will hit a couple of big ones. Honest, you can't not expect that. I expect the Browns to play some man-to-man, and so, when you play with fire, sometimes you get burnt. I do think we'll get burnt, but I do think the Browns keep Pittsburgh, for the most part, out of the end zone. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't see a ton of scoring in this game. I think that Garrett will end up lined up across on the left. He'll be taking on left tackle Broderick Jones. Now, Jones has been off to a shaky start this year, so that's good for us. The left tackle got to protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side, but he's had a rough start, has Jones, and so Garrett should be over there wreaking havoc. I expect him to get at least one sack today. Because Aaron Rodgers like I said, he's a little better than Flacco, but not much as far as moving around in the pocket. But if they're going with that quick passing game like they've been, it's going to be tough to get to them. So it's going to be critical that we tackle and don't give them the yards after the catch. There you go. One more key to the game. Tackle. You got to tackle, man. No yards after the catch. They're averaging almost 8 yards after the catch are their receivers. So you got to let them catch the short pass. They're only throwing for about 4 air yards are like 4 to 5 yards. That's it. So you got to wrap them up and get them down. Don't let them get those extra yards after the catch. I think Dillon Gabriel will be solid today. I don't think he'll be spectacular. I'll be shocked if he is. And I do think he'll throw a pick. I mean, it's a crazy place to play, but hopefully it just doesn't hurt the Browns. Here's what I teased at the top. Here's what I'm going to say. I think the Browns will get Dillon Gabriel on the field. Dylan Sampson on the field, and they will run the ball and use a more balanced attack. The prediction pen even said Sampson will get 10 or more carries. I feel like they have to do this, whether they're running them or throwing them the ball. Throw them the ball out of the backfield like Cincinnati. Those are extended runs. Like, just get the ball in his hands. And here's the big one. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to put together a series of plays for Shedeur. And I think we will see Shedeur out on the field against Pittsburgh for a limited amount of plays just to mix things up. I mean, this is a game, like, if we win this game, like, we're right back into the AFC North race. If we get, that's how the AFC is in shambles right now, and the AFC North is among that. I mean, the whole division is in shambles and still there for the taking. And so you got to play this like a playoff game. You got to throw everything at them, and I think Shedeur Sanders should have a set of plays ready to go for Shedeur. All right. Prediction in the game. We're winning this game, folks. I'm telling you right now, we are going in there and upsetting Pittsburgh. They're not that good. They are just not that good. Yeah, they got the week off. Yeah, we're coming off the London trip and all of that, but they are very beatable, man. And, it's going to come down to field goals, though. I think we're looking at like a 17 to 16 or 17 to 13, something like that. The Browns will get a touchdown or two, so or it could be like, one of those 5 field goal games from Andre Schmidt. But this is going to be low scoring. This is going to be old school slugfest with the Browns and the Steelers, and the Browns are coming out on top. I can feel it. I also feel that the game day viewer comments are always winners on Sunday. And we'll start with Love Dem Browns, who says, take the top off and run the ball. Yeah, you might see Gabriel take some shots today. They didn't do it last week, but they said they're going to plan on giving him a little bit more to do. But running the ball, there's no doubt. Like, you have to run the ball. We got the 2 home run hitters with Judkins and Sampson. We got to run the ball. GL Dad 717 says, what's up, Chris? Earlier in the season, you were very confident in a win against the Steelers and their geriatric quarterback. How confident are you feeling? It sounds like your sentiments have changed. Absolutely not, GL Dad. What are you talking about? Did you not see the prediction pen yesterday? Are you kidding me? Pittsburgh stinks. Just because they beat Minnesota in Dublin on a neutral field, I mean, come on, get out of here. They stink. We're going after them. We're going to sack Rodgers 5 times. We're going to run for 175 yards on these guys. Judkins going to have 100. Sampson's going to have 80. Let's go. Let's go. We have a Prout 954 who says, on the Browns website, Shedeur is number 2 on the depth chart. Dillon is left-handed, which makes the blind side the right tackle. And Prout, you are absolutely right. Shedeur is our backup quarterback today. That's why I feel we're going to have a package of plays for him to run, whether it's inside the 10 or maybe some short yardage things or maybe a wildcat situations. You use him as the wildcat. How about that? Maybe let him run the ball a little bit. Who knows? I would come up with something special for him. I'd have like 10 plays ready to go for Shedeur. And then it's going to be a big day for Jack Conklin again. I mean, he had a nice game last week in his game, but every time Gabriel's in there, that left-handed quarterback, yes, you are absolutely right. That right tackle protects the blind side of the left-handed quarterback. And so Jack Conklin will be counted on to have another great game. And we will end with Elijah Sands. And this is what we teased at the top. He says, it's time to upset the Steelers like we did the Packers. It is 100% possible. We are going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game sets up a lot like that Green Bay game. And if we can stuff their run and just keep the heat on Aaron Rodgers, let's go. Their defense is not that great. So remember, Juan Thornhill will be over there talking. Remember him and his tweets and his TikTok videos and everything else. So we got to stick it to him a couple of times, too. Hopefully we can beat him deep. Remember, hey, prediction pen said Jerry Jeudy's not dropping a pass today. So we got that going for us, too. All right, folks. It's going to do it. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Here we go. We've got to end this streak in Pittsburgh. We've got to end the streak. We need to hear that like 7 times today. Everybody who's there today, bark. Bark as loud as you possibly can. And then after the game, here's what we'll be doing. We'll be dancing to this. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.